Today is Monday, April 27th, 2020, and it's Spirit Week at Adventure School. And today is our pet day. So if you have a picture with your pet or pets, or maybe you have a stuffed animal, like I have this cute little panda that Carlos gave me for Valentine's Day. Thank you, Carlos. Bring your pet or your stuffed animal, take a picture of it, send it to me, and I'll put it on Class Dojo and share it with everyone. So, happy Spirit Week. We have a lot of different days going on this week, like tomorrow's Hack Day, and then on Wednesday it's Game Day on Zoom, and then on Thursday, Dress Up Day, and on Friday, Family Recipe Day. So if you made something special with your family that you got to eat, share the recipe and a picture. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and work on our math lesson today. Let me put my cute little panda down. All right. Hopefully you have taken your math test already on 3-digit subtraction and sent it to me, and I'll let you know how you have done. I'll just send you a note and say, hey, you did good, or you need to correct some things. This week we're working on chapter 13. And chapter 13 says more addition and subtraction and length. So you will need a ruler for this lesson this week. And I'm going to start with page 760. And on 760, whenever we start a new chapter, we always have some review. So on the review on page 760, you should be able to answer these questions by yourself. I'll read them to you, but we have studied all of these things before. Circle the measuring unit that is better to estimate the length of a room, meter or centimeter. Which one would you use to estimate the length of a big room? Number 2. Circle the number of feet in a yard. This is a foot, right? And this is a yard. So, how many feet are in a yard? Try to remember. Not going to tell you. Number 3, the clock shows the time a math class begins. Circle AM or PM. What time is that? And would you have math class in the AM or in the PM at that time? Number 4, estimate, that means guess, the length of the eraser in centimeters. Well, centimeters are the little things right here, the little small measurements. So guess, and then you can go back and check it with your ruler. Number 5, a sidewalk is 632 yards long. A jogging trail is 640 yards long. Use less than, greater than, or equals to compare. Remember, the arrow in greater than or less than always points to the smaller number. And number 6, label the 2 missing lengths of the side of the rectangle. Well, they gave you 4 centimeters and 3 centimeters. So if it's a rectangle, it should be the same, on which side? So you have some clues there for that. And I hope you did well on that. I'm going to go ahead and start with lesson 13-1, which says add and subtract with measurements. What is the total distance around the blue rectangle in centimeters? Show your work. Do you add or subtract? Well, I would draw it on the board, but I want to measure it with my ruler right here. So I'm going to move up to the camera, and the centimeter side, see my ruler has inches on one side, and then if I turn it around, there's the centimeter side. Centimeters go all the way up to number 30. So let's put it here. Remember to put it at the end corner there. And what do you see? Looks like how many centimeters? 6. And it's a nice rectangle going across here. We have 12, and let me write that down. So we have 6 centimeters plus 12 centimeters, and it's a rectangle, so on this side, if it's at the top, it is 12. Because it's a rectangle, it should be exactly the same. So let's see if that's true. At the bottom, it's 12 also. And on the side, if on one side it is 6, then on the other side, it should be 6 also. So let's see, is it? Yes, it is. So that means that it is 6 centimeters plus 12 centimeters plus 6 more centimeters plus 12 more centimeters, because they want you to measure the distance all around the rectangle. So 6 plus 12 is what? 18. So 6 plus 12 again is 18. And 18 plus 18 is what? 36. Because 8 plus 8, 16, carry the 1, 2, 3. So 36 centimeters. That is the distance around the rectangle. All right? That was easy. So if you need to stop the video, go ahead and copy that. Stop the video and copy that. I'm going to go ahead to the next page. You like my Dojo Monster ears? I should have saved that for Hack Day, but I think I'll get another hack. Okay, on the next page, it says the book is 9 inches long and 6 inches wide. So they measured one side and then the other side. And a book is shaped like a rectangle, so if it's on one side, it's the same, right? It says 6 inches and 9 inches. Well, you know, if it's 6 inches on this part, then it must be 6 inches at the bottom as well. If it's 9 inches on this side, it must be 9 inches there, because it's a rectangle and they have the same size measurements. Add the lengths of all 4 sides to find the distance around the cover. It says 9 plus 6 plus 9 plus 6. Well, they added the 9s together. You know, 9 plus 9 is 18, 6 plus 6 is 12, and then they broke it down and added it by tens, the tens, and then they added the ones, 8 plus 2. So you got 20 plus 10, and it equals 30. The distance around is 30 inches. And so they give you another example. How much longer is the teacher's arm than the child's arm? Well, that's a subtraction problem. So, because it says how much longer, you're not adding to it didn't say all together, it says how much longer. So you subtract. The teacher's arm is 66 and the child's arm is 47. So last time we did learn how to subtract and regroup. And this is just two numbers, it's not 3-digit numbers. Subtract and then compare. And you see it says 66 minus 47 is 19. So that means the teacher's arm is 19 centimeters longer than the child's arm. In number 1, it says, what is the distance around the baseball card? And they only show you 10 centimeters, 7 centimeters. But because these are rectangles and it is the same up here and here, just because they didn't write the numbers doesn't mean you don't count it. If you need to, you can write the number. So what should I put right here? It's 10 here, so I should put a 10 here. If it's 7 here, I'm going to put a 7 here. That way I can add 7 plus 7, 10 plus 10, 7 plus 10 plus 7 plus 10 plus 7 equals 34. So trace over that, and let's do the one at the bottom. What is the distance around the puzzle? Isn't that a cool picture of a horse? I like to put together puzzles sometimes. And let's see. At the top of the puzzle, it says 15 inches, right? And on the side, it says 12 inches. Then, it doesn't tell you on the other side, but if it's on one side, it's the same because it's a rectangle. So at the bottom, it must be 15, and on the other side, it must be 12. How can we add those together? We can say 15 plus 15 is 30. And 12 plus 12 is 24. And that equals, add your ones and your tens together equal 5. So 54 inches this time, not centimeters. You have to pay attention to your measurements. Now, all you have to do next is page 763. Measure the distance around the door. They have a 3 feet at the top and a 7 feet how high it is. Then for number 4, the distance around the cell phone. Don't just add the numbers you see. Don't forget to put the numbers on the other side so that you can measure the whole distance around the whole object. In number 5, it says how much longer is the red scarf than the blue scarf. When it asks how much longer, do you add or subtract? I heard someone say add. I heard someone else say subtract, and you're right. So you subtract 60 minus 45. And don't forget to regroup whatever you do to subtract, however you find the answer. And then, what do you think about this one? This is a challenging one. It says, what is the length of the shorter side of the rectangle? Complete the equation to solve. You know that you have 20 centimeters at the top and 20 centimeters at the bottom. And they tell you that all together, all around the whole thing, equals 60. How can you figure that out? You should see, subtract, add the 20 and 20 together. You can add the 20 and 20 equals 40. Then you need to know how much more do I need to add to get to 60? Because you need two sides that are going to be the same. So blank plus blank equals 60. So figure out what those two numbers are. They have to be exactly the same, and then it adds up to 60. Let's see who could get that, what the shorter side will be. And make sure I'm going to draw a line there, and this is number 6. Okay, well, I think that you could probably do number 7 on the back. It's really easy. Has flowers. This one is so easy. Look at number 7. I'm just going to ask if you could do those problems right there. Ashley's sunflower is 70 inches tall and Kwame's sunflower is 60 inches tall. How much taller is Ashley's sunflower than Kwame's? Do we add? Do we subtract? It says one is taller than the other. How much taller? So you need to subtract. At the bottom, number 8, Ben measures the length of a leaf and a plant. The leaf is 15 centimeters. The plant is 37 centimeters. How much shorter is the leaf than the plant? Do we add or do we subtract? Well, you're trying to find out how much shorter something is, so you should subtract. Okay? In number 9, it says Tyler threw a ball 42 feet, then 44 feet. Sanjay threw a ball 38 feet and then 49 feet. Who threw the longest distance in all? They're asking you in all. This is a very higher order thinking problem. First, you want to find out how far did Tyler throw it by adding 42 and 44. Then you want to find out how far Sanjay threw his by adding 38 plus 49. Which one is larger when you add those together, and you'll find out who threw it the longest. And number 10, what is the distance around the placemat? Well, if you did all the rest of them correctly, then you should be able to figure that one out. It says 11 inches on one side, 17 inches at the bottom. What do you think is the answer? Okay, that's all for now.